So this is question 7 from the 2016 Junior Cert Higher Level Paper 1. Part A says solve the following equation. So 2x plus 4 over 3 minus 5x minus 7 over 2 is equal to 5. So we've algebra fractions here. So we're going to subtract the fractions on the left first. And if we're subtracting fractions, we cannot subtract them until the denominators are the same. So we're going to look for the common denominator of 3 and 2, the lowest common denominator, and that would be 6. So I'm going to change both these fractions to something over 6. So, well, what did we do to this 3 to make it become 6? Well, we doubled it, so then we're going to double the top of the fraction as well. So it's double 2x plus 4 on top. And over here, we can say, what did we do to this 2 to make it become 6? Well, we multiplied it by 3, so we're going to do the same to the top of the fraction here. So it's 3 multiplied by the 5x minus the 7. And that's all going to be equal to 5. So, what we can do now is expand the brackets on top. So we get 4x plus 8 over 6. Subtract, expand these brackets here, or multiply these brackets out. We get 15x minus 21, and that's again all over 6. And this is still equal to 5. So now we can put the fractions together. So it's going to be all over 6. And we've got 4x plus the 8. And we're going to subtract all of this from that. So we have to protect that with a bracket then for subtracting. Minus all of it. So minus the 15x minus 21. That's equal to 5 still. So then we get on top 4x plus 8 minus by 15x is minus 15x. And then minus 21 becomes plus 21. Again, that's all over 6, and it's still equal to 5. So we'll just go over here now. So we can tidy up here. We can see that the 4x and the minus 15x, that combines to give us minus 11x. And then the 8 and the 21, that combines to give us positive 29. And again, that's all over 6, still equal to 5. Okay, so now we have a fraction equal to a whole number, or this divided by 6 is equal to 5. Well, then the numerator, minus 11x plus 29, will be equal to the 5 multiplied by 6. So we get minus 11x plus 29 equals 30. We can then bring this 29 over, cross the equal sign, change it to a negative 29. And we get minus 11x is equal to 1. And now if we divide both sides by minus 11, the minus 11's cancel here, and we're left with x is equal to minus 1/11. So there's our solution. Okay, part B says graph each of the following inequalities on the number line given. So the first one says x is less than 4 where x is an element of the natural set of numbers. Okay, so if x is less than 4, choose a slightly thicker pen here, that means x can't be 4, but it can be 3. And so they're natural numbers, so it's only whole numbers. It can be 2 and it can be 1. But it cannot be 0 or the negative numbers because they are not in the natural set of numbers. So it's just the 3, the 2 and the 1. Part 2 says x is less than 4 where x is an element of the set of integers. So integers are whole numbers that are positive or negative. So in this case x could be the 3, the 2, the 1, or indeed the 0 and the negatives as well. Anything that's less than 4 and a whole number. So that's the answer to part 2. And finally part 3, x is less than 4 where x is an element of the real set of numbers. Okay, well if it's less than 4 that means it cannot be 4, so we put a clear dot around 4. But if it can be anything less than that and it's in the real set of numbers, that means it could be numbers between the whole numbers. We represent it with a solid line going back across anywhere down to the left with a big arrow. So any number in the real set less than 4. So that's the answer to part 3. And that's the end of question 7.